I Am the Resurrection by John Bowie. Max's Filipino taxi dance hall was a real shithole, and it didn't have a dance floor. A stench came from piss that ran out the front door, down the street and to the beach outside. A makeshift urinal fixed to the bar front meant they drank, pissed and worse without moving for days. It was a real hit with the flies, low-life dropouts and my target. I used to hate the taste of it until I got shot. Ironic, I know. Then each glassful cushioned the blow, he said, too drunk to look up to recognise me. I smashed the glass ashtray into his nose. He fell bleeding, a trail of glass, blood and mucus along and off the end of the bar, out cold. I left wondering why I'd left it at that. I had more hurt for him. For a moment I'd seen him for what he used to be, before becoming the origin of my pains. It said what I used to think about myself. I deserved a hit right, and I'd given it to him. Like me, the fucked up ex-services barfly was due that much for now. His final dues were coming. I'd already had mine. The Stone Roses played in the background. It fitted. He had dropped through gutter level, but I was moving on, out the door. And I Am the Light crackled over the speakers. For a moment, a mass of dead flies were resurrected as they vibrated, danced and bounced around in the dust on top. I waited in the shadows on the corner outside as he finished his last drink. The night darkened as he stumbled out, followed by a gust of smoke and more stench. I watched, still and smoke. On my last smoke of the night, hands free, I looked deep into the night. I breathed out rings at the moon, and it stared back, cold, hard, empty at me. In the sand, my hands choked the life from him. I released the fraction, so he could take a last breath, but that was it, all he was getting from me. I'd written and drank myself through hell and back. I drowned out the loss of her with each glass. The loss he'd given me was irreconcilable, even with his neck in my hands as a pulse weakened and he faded out. The stars grew over the black ocean surface ahead. Each bar and drink had drifted in closer and closer to me, one shot at a time. Each word I'd written had set it in stone. It was my confessional. It was only the start, as I was beginning to be untethered from my past. He had stolen my dreams of a future, and I took his life, but the memories ran deep. I'd have to choke more pain from the world to ease my own. In the distance, at the end of the beach, under the pier, a girl winced. She was being held down by an angry shadow. She didn't want what the man that grasped at her arms had in store for her, and he wouldn't want what I had for him. I opened the knife and locked the blade into place. Soon she would cry out, run and hide. Then eventually she'd smile again as she realised, finally, she was free of him. In morning, two gulls took a break from searching for stale chips and wrestling washed up condoms. There was fresh meat on the beach, and his eyes were a much tastier treat. I Am the Resurrection by John Bowie.